Hello and Shamai, welcome to the wildest things have ever happened in McDonald's. So yeah, as the title suggests, I work in McDonald's and I'll be talking about some of the craziest things that have happened to me while I'm taking orders in the drive-thru, because that's all I do. I turn up, I say, "Do you want me back on headset?" Yeah, go on then. So in the over a year I've been working there, I've always been on headset or cashier. And also, naturally, when you're working for a job, you have to be careful what you say. So this video is also a collaboration with Ethan Davis, so be sure to check them out if you want. I'll be talking about some of the weirdest things that have happened, and memorable things I've recalled. But anyways, let's begin. So once I was taking an order in the first window, and someone I was working with in top box. Now I can't say who because I'm not a snitch, and obviously, you know. But anyways, I was looking at my screen because taking the order, you pull up in your car, and you get this machine and you talk to it, and the other person was on the payment window in the drive-thru. So you can take orders in one of the two drive-thru lanes and take the payment then for window 1. There's normally 2 people in top box for those 2 jobs. You got one of us taking one of the orders and the other one taking the payment for all the orders. Now the person I was working with looked at my screen as I'm taking this car's order and says that the person I'm serving looked like the Wicked Witch of the West. She was lovely and enjoyed to take an order from. She's like, "And also, can I have a Big Mac meal, please?" You know, she was very nice. But you know when, like, out of nowhere you find something that really funny that you shouldn't, and it's completely out of the blue. I can see her, but she could only hear me, so I was able to take her order, then turn the tannoy off, and then just die of laughter. It was great. We were cracking up, and then the car comes through to the window, and I then say, "I'm coming for you, Dorothy." And then the person I'm working with just loses his shit. He's like, he's beginning to take the payment from the car. You know, is that cash or card? Card, no worries. But he looked at them and he just burst out laughing. He looked at me and then he just left the room. I then had to finish serving this other customer on the headset, take the Wicked Witch of the West's order, the payment from them, and then let the other employee back into the room who was waiting behind the door. It's the funniest 5 minutes of my life. The thing is though, she also had a black cat in the car. We shouldn't have been laughing really, but goddamn was it funny. It was fantastic. I do miss working with that person. But now this one is more tense than funny, and you can interact with me, right, during this, as long as you follow the guide, right? Let's give this a go. Ready? And we're going to time it. Ready, and go. "Hello, how can I help?" "Yeah, no worries. What drink with that?" "Yeah, oh, no worries. Anything else?" "Yeah, no worries. I'll get those added in for you. Thank you." And that's it. That would be our conversation, right? If you're only having one meal. Now I can get meals quite done quickly. Carry on helping the flow of the drive-thru quite quickly with no BS. And as I was doing so, doing a good job and making sure that the drive-thru was going smoothly. Our manager comes into the top box where me and someone else was working and insisted that I do the official drive-thru mantra, even though it wastes time. But I had to listen to my boss, so I did. Let's go again, and we're going to see how this works. Ready? "Hello, are you using the McDonald's app today?" "Hello, are you using the McDonald's app today?" "No worries. How can I help?" "Yep. Okay, no worries. What drink with that?" "Yep, okay. Anything else?" Yeah, no worries, I'll get them added in for you, thank you. When you can, advance to the next window, please. Thank you. There's a clear difference in the time that it takes to do it. You know, and that order that we did just then, that's one meal. You know, you often get like 3 or 4 meals per order. So why waste time stating the obvious, you know, go forward, especially when, you know, there's a queue, so they're either going to go backwards, which they can't, or you're going to tell them to go over the pavement. You know, and get into a car crash. But then no, we got to do that and still get told that our section is lacking. But you know, no. Delay the order to shame those peasants that don't use the McDonald's app and those who have never been to a drive-thru before. Because it's obvious you're going to go straight forward, aren't you? You've been to the first window, you go to the second window, the third window, and then you go away. Now the next thing requires a bit of context. Now I was working Saturday 2 till 9, I think. I don't remember, but I definitely finished at 9. And the managers didn't let me go until like 9:05 because in McDonald's you can't just walk out after finishing your shift. After the time when you finish your shift, you have to be dismissed by a manager to find someone to replace you. Anyways, I was also in on the next day, which was Sunday at 9 AM. I was on at 9 till 5 that day. And I was on time. And I go to clock in. We have a machine, you press the button, you put your thingy in. Now, you're not allowed to work shifts without a rest of 12 hours minimum. That might just be because I'm under 18, I don't know. But anyway, it wouldn't let me clock in. So I had to then wait and clock in 5 to 10 minutes late, which the managers told me to do and were okay with. But guess who got into trouble with the boss for being late that day? I'll say no more. It was completely out of my control. If they hadn't have sent me home late at 9 o'clock in the night, it wouldn't have happened. Because I arrived early. And now the final thing, which is more of a rant than a wild thing, but it annoys me and no one follows this rule. Now this might differ from store to store, but McDonald's workers are allowed as much free drink from the pop machine, you know, your Coke, Sprite, Oasis, Fanta, that sort of thing. We are allowed as much as we want, but no free milkshakes or bottled stuff unless it's your shift meal. But you're only allowed to use a micro cup. What's a micro cup? Well, in McDonald's, we sell 3 size cups to customers. You got the large, as in the drinks for a large meal. The medium, as in the drinks we sell in a medium meal. And the small drinks, which we sell for the happy meals. Then, just for the employees, if we move those cups to the side, just for the employees, they have micro cups, which are half the size of small cups. They can't sell them, and they're in the way. So it's stupid. McDonald's buy micro cups just to stop us using small cups, even though they could just buy more small cups. There is no benefit to the micro cup rule because A, people have to waste more time to refill because we can have as much as we want as long as you use this small cup. And B, McDonald's could just save the money for better stuff and more small cups. And C, no one follows it anyway. It's a terrible rule, and the only reason I can think of it existing is to spite employees and make their job that little bit more spiteful. You know, like, an alternative rule could be to just, you can use small drinks, you know, the genuine small sized option, and just limit the amount of drinks they can have instead of an unlimited amount of shot drinks. Do you know what I mean? It's just a stupid rule. No one follows it, and it's pathetic. And finally, one time we were severely understaffed because people didn't turn up. Right? I was early, and I was sat in our crew room before the shift started when someone else came in and they sat down, they were talking, you know, all that jazz, and what they'd been doing after the shift and before and all that. But they were an hour and a half late and still had several hours left on this shift because they had a long shift. But they could have still done like 5 hours. But one of the managers stops them and forbids them to clock in and work due to their lateness despite the fact that the store was understaffed. It's so dumb. Like, by all means, the person shouldn't have turned up late, or that late. But people can't help it, and there may have been a reason, you know. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't turned up to shifts before, right? But they also might have had a reason, and also they were willing to work later. And I want to emphasise again, we didn't have enough people in the store. But that concludes the wildest things I've experienced or thought about whilst working in McDonald's. I want to reiterate, I respect the decisions made by the managers and bosses, as well as the fact that McDonald's is a very flexible job in that it's very convenient to work around my acting club. You know, I've had acting on different days and I can sort of navigate around that because acting has priority. And I am far from a great employee based on my inability to do most things, but it's still a good job for while I'm in college, you know. But anyways, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe, and for me, it's goodbye for now. This was the first video that I've recorded in like a month. It's quite mad because college is over, even though it's starting back up soon, and I can't make the results video, the final part of the first year in college, because the grades being remarked. One of the grades is being remarked. And also, seeing as you got this far, I don't respect the choice made by the managers for the micro caps. That's the one thing I do not respect about your decision making.